Alright, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. Alright, special video for you guys here today. We are in Arlington, Virginia, doing some FSD testing here. And starting from the park position, here we go with the left turn at the stop sign. Look at this, parked car with a person. And it realized that he wasn't crossing and he was just loading his truck, and FSD did a phenomenal job. Let's see if it can even catch the tire, and it did, and it knew exactly where to go with the speed hump. Really nice job there overall, just to start off with this. Here we go with another speed hump, and FSD handling it at 9 miles per hour. I'll take that. Not bad at all. And yeah, so I want to thank everyone for watching this. We're going to be doing a quick FSD-beta test here in the Arlington area. Trying to navigate through it, actually, see if we can get over towards the Tyson's area-ish is where I'm heading. And let's see how FSD does with this traffic light coming up. So we need to make a full stop. And here we are. Alright, so here we go. FSD did a really good job, I think, about recognizing all the little barriers, speed humps, and every little obstacle so far, making it to this point. And man, for some reason it doesn't have my card on file. I need to update that. And yeah, it did a really good job so far. Here we are, we're trying to make a left now onto this is Glebe, I think. I'm not even sure. And a great way to find out is by glancing at the map. But even then, I'm still not sure. I thought I was just on George Mason. Oh, this is Glebe. Here it is, says it right there. Nice, okay. That's what I thought. It gets confusing in some of these inside roads here in Arlington, and overall, you know, sometimes FSD just drives for you, so, you know, you kind of get lost a little bit. You're like, wait, where? Which way did it just take? And I was coming in from the hospital, actually, to go visit somebody, and not a frequent visitor to there, but I know Arlington, just some of the ins and outs of it gets confusing. So here we go, FSD recognizing the green light immediately and did a very nice smooth left turn there. And yeah, really good job driving overall. It handles Glebe Road pretty well, and overall, FSD, I think, you know, drives better than most. Not everyone, and you know, of course, just like pilots in the sky, there's going to be human intervention required always. Oof, look at this green Lamborghini right here, very nice. And yeah, FSD knows what it's doing in, you know, 99% of situations. And there are that, you know, 1% where, you know, can see like the end of a road and it really wants to make a 3-point turn or something. It can't do that yet, but you know, future updates, I'm sure it'll be able to handle that with no problem. Because yeah, right now I think the way that it drives is very reactive. You know, it's based on its surroundings, and it doesn't. Someone awfully angry there. It you know, it moves based on your surroundings, right? So it waits to see what people are doing first, and then it goes, you know. And that's a pretty good rule about driving, you know, in general. Just beware and, you know, be cautious out there, because yeah, people can drive, you know, ridiculous sometimes. Sometimes they can drive really well. So FSD likes to keep it, you know, ego likes to keep it with no ego, whatever they want to call it. I think the name of FSD is ego, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, the cool part about it is it doesn't have an ego, and that's what I really like about it personally. It's like it doesn't like retaliate on drivers when, you know, someone cuts you off. It doesn't like go and like get behind them, and you know what people do, man, it's really messed up. And whenever I see FSD like make moves, you know, on people, it's kind of interesting that then they try to retaliate. I notice it a lot, and the truth is, you know, it's not even me driving, so it's kind of funny. But you know, at the same time, I think it's all about having that option. You know, whenever you do want to drive, it's fun, you know, but sometimes it's not, right? And when it's not, especially in like traffic, you know, FSD is very aware, and traffic can be boring. So, you know, just you mix the two, and you know, traffic can sometimes not be boring with FSD. So, yeah, you'd be surprised. Overall, you know, one of the biggest things I think would be really interesting to see FSD licensed out with other cars. You know, like maybe even a gas car and a combustion engine running FSD. Who knows? One day. Yeah, you know, the most entertaining outcome is the most likely outcome, right? So, yeah, we're gonna, you know, who knows, right? It keeps getting updated, and it keeps getting better. Robots they're not coming anymore. They're already here. We're past that point. Maybe the Earth is flat. I doubt it. But I don't know how people think that still at this point. Alright, here we go. We are trying to make a left onto Old Dominion here, and FSD did a really nice job about getting into the left lane here, and real smooth, no issues whatsoever. And yeah, just looking at this person on the phone next to me, just on the phone, you know, not even paying attention to the road, just on their phone. And yeah, it's really cool that I have that option to just drop my phone right there, and it just charges itself. You know, I call it the phone heater. It's really cool that, you know, you have these grooves here, so if you don't want to charge your phone, you can just kind of put it on the groove, and it'll stay there even with turns. You saw it stayed there, so that's pretty cool. They have another groove over here too. You can just kind of leave it there if you don't want to charge it. And that's a lot of times the case too, because, you know, people's phone batteries might be full. You don't want to just be constantly charging them for no reason. Your phone gets overheated and whatnot. So that's what those grooves are there for, you know. And there's like this really cool thing that Jawa makes. If you use like AirPods, they have this like cardboard cutout where you can put the AirPods, because the actual copper wire is like behind here. Shout out to Jerry Rigg. He actually took apart one of these, and it shows the copper wires, and it's really done in a pretty fascinating way. But at the same time, it's sometimes not necessary, you know, but it is important to be able to not have your hands on your phone. And I think that's one of the most important things that Tesla pushes, in addition to the safety seatbelt thing. Because, you know, these are the only two rules in a Tesla, right? No cell phones and seatbelts on. Right? And you know, as far as the driver goes, of course, but you know, it's kind of interesting too if you look into like some of the laws for seatbelts. In the past, you know, some of these big time automakers, they actually fought, you know, governments in regulations about, you know, people having to wear their seatbelts, right? It was actually the automakers, Legacy Auto, they used to lobby really hard to, you know, I guess their thought mentality was, you know, a lot of people didn't like wearing their seatbelts for whatever reason. They just, and really for whatever reason, because I don't know what the reasoning behind that would really be. Like, you know, I don't know, you want to look cool, because I don't really think that looks cool, to be honest. You know, it's your life at the end of the day, so you want to try to protect it as much as possible. And, you know, you shouldn't have to have a brand telling you that, you know. And at the end of the day, I think it's important to wear your seatbelt no matter what car you're in. And I think it's really interesting that brands fought that regulation for years, but I like the fact that Tesla doesn't fight that, you know. I like the fact that Tesla pushes the seatbelt thing instead of like making it like less and less, to a point where they had to, you know, put regulations in and say that they had to, you know. If it wasn't for that, you know, back in the day they didn't even have those, so there was like, you know, there's no beeps or anything, and then eventually the beeps came, and then the lights came, and then all this stuff came, and you know, pretty much with FSD it doesn't operate if you don't put the seatbelt on. Like, you want to drive recklessly, then that's on you, but FSD will not operate without the seatbelt, nor any you know, like autonomous features. Maybe the self-park might work, but it's really not, you know, important to test that out. I think it's really important to just trust the seatbelt in the event that anything happens, because in a parking lot, a accident is even more likely. So yeah. Anyways, flawless drive here with FSD. I want to shout out to the Tesla Autopilot team and everyone watching. Thank you for making it to this point in the video. And if you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more, because we got, you know, tons of updates on the way, always. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.